out.
Hi everyone, this is Arnold. Arnold, are you there?
I'm here. What can I do for you?
Arnold, we are going live on the Road Coin. This is a no FUD zone. Let off some steam, Bennett.
Let off some steam, Bennett. Come on, talk about the coins. Come on, I'm here. Talk about it now.
Do it. What are you waiting for? Do it now.
Cool. Cowboy, that what are you waiting for? It's like I thought you had a one of those like sound clip things when you said it before. I was like, wait a minute.
That's actually very good.
Because V was doing the Predator sound clip. Like so I thought, I'm like, oh, he must have hit the do it now, what are you waiting for button. And I'm like, oh my goodness, wait a minute, that's Cowboy.
That's awesome, dude.
Cowboy, you ready? I'm gonna do the Predator clip. You do the come on, what are you waiting for? Do it now.
Okay. You guys are already on right now, just to let you guys know.
You guys know we're live, right?
Yeah, we're live.
Come on, do it. Come on, kill me. Come on, I'm waiting. I'm here. What are you waiting for? Do it. Come on, kill me.
Oh my goodness, that's perfect. Love it.
Steam, Cowboy.
Love it. We'll never have the golden age of 80s action.
No, never. It's all these movies today are just so stupid.
I'm glad that Stallone is back doing his stuff, doing sequels to all his big franchises. That's and the Expendables and stuff.
Is he doing another Rambo or what?
I think so.
You know,
I know he's they're working on a Creed sequel. Which I believe it or not, V, I still haven't seen Creed.
They're gonna put a couple of like gloves on my hand. We're gonna go ahead and make the
Why you keep calling me a bum, sequel. Huh? Why you gotta keep calling me a bum?
I love Stallone. He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy too. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it was. I was playing person of the. I was playing Space Force. You know,
go out to space and you shoot a few people. What? I don't know.
So anyway, how about those cryptos, gentlemen?
Yes, indeed. And
I'm back. I wasn't here Monday, so I feel like it's been a long time.
You weren't here Monday, right?
No, I wasn't here Monday. You were here Monday. I wasn't here. I was doing something else.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's get the charts up. Where do you guys want to begin?
We could talk about Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin rules the market still. Yeah. So.
Do you feel before you get into the details, what are we seeing here? Are we seeing some strength gain up? Just my gut is the last week or two, it feels like it's stabilizing a little bit. I know we were concerned that it was going to have another move down, but I don't know. It just everything feels good. Maybe I'm just in a good mood. So,
well, I mean, a lot of the consensus out there with some of mine and Z's TA buddies is that we have seen some manipulation, and there's manipulation in most markets. I mean, real, just how it is. So basically, what we're just looking at that, and
so still unclear.
Yeah, so like it's unclear. Like for example, let me go ahead and if we can see my chart right now.
Yeah, we can.
I'm going to zoom out a bit and I'm going to show everybody what's called. This is a bullish engulfing candle. We talked about this.
Can you give us that full screen? It's so pretty.
Oh, you like it? All right.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so here it is. I'm going to put in the center of the screen this dip right here. Okay, and right here there are these two kind of drops where there's a red candle drop. And then this green candle that's actually bigger than the red candle. It's called a bullish engulfing candle. And the thing is that we expected to see a typical sort of a bear flag movement, which we've seen a lot of times with Bitcoin. There's one here where it starts to go down, and then it ends up in a flag right here. And after this flag, it goes down about the same amount. You're going to see it right here. And that's pretty typical. If it goes up too like that, it'll go up and then it'll flag out and it'll go a little higher and it'll flag. And so all the TA in the world said it was going to go down on those 2 points right here. Mm-hmm. And so what we were planning for was like say 6,400. After a little bit of flagging, you get I copy and paste to keep the length the same, but somewhere around here. So yeah, we were expecting 6,400 and a lot of other TA lined up with that using Elliott waves and all kinds of different stuff. So everybody in the world actually was planning on going short. And if you looked at Bitfinex's shorts at that time, which they're they do like margin trading and things like that, their shorts actually were at an all-time high, meaning that more people were betting on shorts than in history. Okay. So you have a situation where there was a lot of expectation for that drop, and 6,400 was, a pretty common number there.
And
And
this was just a couple days ago, right? I'm looking
this
at your chart.
is on the 6th.
Okay.
So that was 5 days ago. So and we're all watching it, and we expected it to go down, and everybody's like happy, you start to make money, for those people who know how to make money when it goes down. And we have a whole trading room and that is entertained by watching us making money on the way down. Okay. So, and just a reminder, just to remember that anything that we say on the show is not investment advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. None of this information is intended for anybody to use for financial gain. Past results are not going to be guaranteed to match future results. All the disclaimers, want to get those out of the way. So we did expect that drop, and we saw like millions of dollars being poured into the market on several of the larger exchanges, and it pushed it back up here. And they go, okay, well, that was weird. And then maybe we thought the bulls got excited. People who think that the price is going to go up are called bulls for our newer listeners. And so it dropped again. And we're like, oh, okay, it's going to go down now, which would have made a lot of sense. That really looks like a nicely formed bear flag. And it did the same thing again. And then they spiked it, and they spiked it really hard, right up to about here. So just millions of dollars, I think actually billions, got poured into the market. It got pushed right here, and then it got pushed even further. So this is really, I mean, look, this is a Bart Simpson head. We kind of like to joke about this right here is upside down Bart Simpson head. If I had more time, and I'd actually take Bart Simpson and put his head right here. It'd be kind of funny. But we have like a sort of a sideways one right here. And if you look back, well, we're not going to do it right now, but if you look back, Bitcoin has a history of Bart Simpson heads. This is kind of one right here. So basically, everything says it's going to go down. All of a sudden, there's a big spike in volume, and it goes up, and they push it up to liquidate a lot of the higher margin shorts. So it's very, very big signs of manipulation. And it looks like they kind of wanted to push it up to here. Maybe they're going to push it up to here. And I don't know what the reason they're manipulating is. So I don't know if they want to push it up to kind of gain complacency. I don't know if they want to make money to push it higher. I don't know if maybe they want the bear market to end. Maybe we're at the beginning of blue skies. I don't want to put the fear to people when you hear the word manipulation. Understand every market is manipulated. Bitcoin's kind of cool because the only way to manipulate it is to buy a bunch of it and use it to push the price around. You can't print endless dollars to buy endless stock or any of that. So that's what we're seeing with Bitcoin, and the way we're handling it is what matters, right? So we have this upward channel kind of developing right here, where they seem to want it to go along this channel. If you look at all the TA, you're seeing some bearish look to it. You have a TK cross, where this blue take and send line this is bullish. It goes above the red Kijun-sen line. So basically, if it is manipulated, they kind of forced this bullish signal. And if they can continue to force bullish signals, a lot of people who do TA are going to buy in. Pretty soon, you got a lot of the bulls that get excited. If they continue to push it up and keep it stable, then we're going to see a rise. I mean, that's just going to happen after a time, unless another market shock happens. So, we do have, Z and I have our stop losses at about, for whatever Bitcoin we do have, that's not another, other coins. I'm keeping mine about 5%, maybe 7%. And I usually just will keep a stop loss just to explode this. Anytime I see like a pattern or a channel or anything like that, the chances of a large drop happen once we break whatever pattern it is. And today we're going to see a few patterns very briefly. I don't want to make this too much of a tutorial because people pay to be entertained by this, but this is just a taste. Okay. So what I'll do is I will put a stop loss like right here, right about there. So, maybe, move it here or whatever it is. If the price falls through here, right through this channel, that means that whatever pattern was building, whatever momentum was building, there's a chance that it's going to go away. My channel is actually going to be like this, I think. So I might move it down here. So if we break this pattern and we start to go down, then there's a really good chance it's going to go down further. Now, if it does, these are your two supports that it'll either stop at and reverse, or it'll stop at and continue down its bearish path. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. Might not be that exact trajectory, but this is the basic movement of what could happen. This is how I do my Bitcoin updates all day long. Let's see here. And I start charting. I love to chart. I'm a charting nerd. So I start charting and I want to make it all perfect. So I'll try to make this quick for the show. But these are your possibilities. So, we could bomb right through here. My stop loss will hit right here at about right now, what is that? $6,800. If it continues down, then I'll consider a buy-in at 6,600, but I won't just automatically buy in. I might buy in with a small amount, but once we start to verify bullishness, once I start seeing some green candles, I might buy back in, and that's a win. Anywhere below this box, buying back in is a win because I sold right here at 68. Now, if it continues down, I will have bought a small amount when it first hit that, a small amount, like, I don't know, single-digit percentage of my portfolio amount. And then when it goes down further, it's like, oh, okay, I might buy a smaller amount here, small amount there, but here is where I'm going to watch for bullishness. So definitely we'll buy a small amount here. And then if we get a bounce right here, then, wash, rinse, and repeat, right? So, that's how I handle Bitcoin. And I don't know, Z, are you seeing anything different or anything you want to add?
I see it exactly the way you're seeing it right now. The next 24 hours is a pretty decisive moment for Bitcoin. Obviously, as Cowboy was saying, there's currently a bear flag, bear pennant, whatever you want to call it, happening right now. There is a chance that we could break down, or it could rise up. Bitcoin has been known not to really follow the traditional technical analysis, unfortunately, which is why it's very difficult to 100% chart Bitcoin. Actually, Cowboy has been scary accurate about Bitcoin,
Yeah.
but usually it's not that accurate. I mean, for me personally, I haven't been the most accurate with Bitcoin lately in my own personal charts, but luckily I got Cowboy to cover my on that. And Bitcoin is tough to chart, guys. It's not a very traditional thing to chart. A lot of times you see patterns, triple tops, and so forth that don't really play out. So it's tough to say. So hopefully the next 24 hours we can really determine where BTC will go.
And, in addition, there is a possibility we could see a nice leg up, right? Another Bart Simpson type episode. Now, if that happens, last I looked, I'm not looking at the moment, but there were a lot of sell orders, a lot of resistance up in this kind of 7,100 to 7,300 area. So
71, 72, 73, those are heavy resistances and also very heavy sell opportunities in the short game, like in BitMEX and so forth. You can see the orders sort of flood there.
Yeah, and there's some interesting things we've been reading lately about stop loss hunting. I mean, Z and I get so deep into this that it's kind of like I don't know. You start to even question your own decisions. But what
correct, you go down a very deep rabbit hole, guys. So a lot of times I always have to tell people, hey, look, what I do is I like to read a lot, but I also have to be really careful with what I read because before I know it, I'm like I guess I'm biased towards like certain coins or biased towards the market, and that's what is dangerous, right? We don't want to. Ultimately, I don't want to, fully go in and commit to one coin. That becomes a hodl in which exactly what we're trying not to do.
Yeah. What happens with the normalcy bias, V? Tell us what happens.
Wait, talking about me or Z? You said V or Z?
V as in Arnold.
You're calling my name. Listen to me now. Hear me now. Look, listen to me if you want to live.
It's hear me now and listen to me later, or listen to me now
and believe me tomorrow.
Something like that.
Those were Hans and Franz, I think, but
yeah. Believe me now and believe me later.
But normalcy bias, man. What happens to people who fall victim to normalcy bias? What'll happen?
They lose everything. you can't be having this normalcy bias that perpetually everything's going to be fine. That never works out. And again, folks, you can't sit there having hope as a strategy. I've said this many times. You can hope in one hand, you can crap in the other, and see which piles up faster.
Grosses me out every time.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
It is. It's great.
You can be a hodler, and that's the only strategy. If you're a one-trick pony. You're gonna get slaughtered out there. You got to be pragmatic and light on your feet.
Yeah, so there you go. And yeah, pragmatism is the name of the game for me. I pretty much try to keep the emotion out of it, and I think it works great in many arenas, but especially in trading. So although it's good to understand psychological trading as well, it's good to understand those types of things, just not fall victim to it. So to wrap up Bitcoin, we're looking at a high resistance. We could very well see a spike up here, but to push through the 71 to 7,300 resistance right there, if we could do that, then that might even have like a nice little shot into the 8,000s. There is a 7,900 heavy resistance as well, but we have stop losses in place. And like I was saying earlier, the more you read, the more you learn, like, okay, well, there's all kinds of different reasons that a lot of different things can happen. So I don't hope or wish for anything. I just play probabilities. And anybody who's seen a lot of my charts, usually there's 2 or 3 strategies in one chart. And we'll look at that. So I guess, do we want to take a quick look maybe at Litecoin?
Sure.
Yeah, take a look at Litecoin. Real fast, guys. Yes, Dave from X22 is inside of our chat room, just so that you guys know. A lot of people were asking me about, is Dave in here? Dave in here? Yes, he is in there, guys. So just give him a shout. He's in there. The guy's a very busy guy, obviously, but he's in there.
Yeah, Dave's cool. He was so busy. When I saw him in there, I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He got back. He's like, "Oh yeah, just doing a bunch of stuff, but I want to come check it out and talk to the guys." And so real, just a swell guy right there.
Yeah.
But with Litecoin, so I'm actually going to take a look at 2 different Litecoin charts. It's kind of fun to do. We'll start with the USD chart, and what I don't like to see are descending wedges. So Litecoin's kind of bouncing off this $112 support. And the reason I'm concerned about that is because Bitcoin has been very bullish in the last week or two, and Litecoin in the US dollar sense is not. So that's, I would love to at least see some bullishness as compared to Bitcoin, maybe in Satoshi. That would be cool. In US dollars, though, it doesn't look good. And
we were talking about
how that screen again.
Oh yeah,
we were talking recently about how you guys basically determined, while with most cryptos you're looking at the BTC chart, with Litecoin most of the trading is done in dollars, and so the USD chart is very important in this case. And we had been seeing for a long time, we covered it on our shows, a lot of bullishness with Litecoin. You would see Bitcoin and other things get hit really hard, and Litecoin, at least in Satoshi value, was certainly holding strong. But it sure seems like since that big negative news a few weeks ago about the light pay, that people, the sentiment is I don't know about this. You could tell me, Z, but it feels a little bit like the sentiment might be turning a little bit. People are a little less excited about it.
Correct. The sentiment around Litecoin has been turning recently a little. As you guys can clearly see, it's kind of weird, but the sentiment towards Litecoin as a payment structure is actually shifting a little bit over to, I've been hearing a little bit of noise on Bitcoin Cash. I've also been hearing a little bit of noise on Ripple. Now, remember that a lot of people don't realize that Ripple's platform is different than the XRP token. There was a very big article recently that not many people heard about, but there's an article recently about essentially Apple Pay utilizing Ripple's platform. That does not mean that the Ripple token, the XRP token, will go up in value, because you don't have to use the platform to use the token. However, Ripple itself is also a very quick, fast transaction sort of token. Same with Bitcoin Cash. So Litecoin sort of needs to prove itself. Charlie needs to not talk so much and focus in my opinion.
Yeah, Charlie Lee is like the Three Stooges of the shill. It's like Charlie Lee, Justin Sun, and like Ian Bellina.
Ian Valina or like John McAfee or something.
John McAfee, yeah, those guys, they need to just let the coin do the talking. But from a TA standpoint, this is the battering ram that Z likes to talk about, and a lot of people get excited when a coin hits support. We were on the show with Dave with the X22 with Dave. I was talking about how at the 10.4 mark, yeah, there is a bounce possibly coming, but I actually was thinking I'm going to sell here, I'm going to short here, and that's a dangerous thing to do at supports, but a trader like such as myself and Z, we've actually been through situations with smaller coins where we actually had the ability to be the battering ram. We could have been the Mount Gox of that situation. And we sort of have been on accident. You know, I know Z and I were, I don't want to name the coin. It's actually a good sized coin, but the writing was on the wall. And Z and I are on the phone like we are however many hours a day. And I'm like, dude, this coin, I mean, I think it's going to go down. And then like Bitcoin was kind of looking scary, and like this coin is usually strong, but Bitcoin was pushing everything down. And Z and I had a certain amount that we just like, okay, we got to get out. And there was this big wall, and this big wall was a little bit more than what Z and I had combined. So we took advantage of the wall. It was either us or everybody else. We didn't mean to push the price down. It wasn't a market manipulation intention. It's just that we had to get out before everybody else. And as we were speaking, the wall was getting chipped away. So we went ahead and just knocked out. We busted that wall down, and the price went down like 3 or 4% on a pretty notable coin. So it's one of those things where a lot of traders would see a support and even think it's going to go up, and they're going to, oh, it's a support, it's going to bounce right here. But then you have like a Z, or, you know, on a much, much larger scale, like besides Z and I, or Z and me, would be like a Mt. Gox situation. And here would be a prime time to do it. If I was like a big time mogul that wanted to shove the price down on Litecoin because I'm a prick, or if I just wanted to get out of it because I saw the writing on the wall, I would look at a lot of different things before I made the decision. But if all those things lined up, I'd be selling right here.
It doesn't look good at all. You see that nice well, not nice, but you see that bad TK crossover right there where it shows right a point exit on the Ichimoku. You know, I mean, forget the stock RSI, but look at the regular RSI. It's curling slightly down, and it's underneath the 50 percentile area. You know, there's not that much volume. I mean, it doesn't look good right now for LTC. And as I was saying before, you know, the battering ram situation, look how many times Litecoin has bounced against this support since what is that? That looks like March. Late March into now.
And then also back in February too.
Exactly. I mean, look how many times it has hit that support, guys. You know, that support is strong because obviously Litecoin is one of the few coins available with USD. You know, it's a very strong coin. It's still a top, 7 coin. But at the same time, you know, it has its limitations. I mean, Bitcoin's a prime example. Bitcoin had its limitations, right, with its support, and Bitcoin's the strongest coin. There you have it. So just kind of be cognizant about that. And it looks like recently there's a bear flag right there. Looks like a nice pull down and a
right here,
and sort of like no, to the right. If you all the way to the right, right there. Yeah, it looks like sort of like a bear flag right there. I mean, it could be wedging up a little bit much, but see, like that, those are little indications that we take a look at, guys, that that make LTC not really that great. And then on top of it, the sentiment analysis behind it has been sort of shifting since LightPay, and it's just not the best situation for LTC. Now, I know a lot of people here are LTC fans, but it's.
Yeah, but it goes back to what we were saying, right? You get caught in some paradigm. And,
correct.
I mean, the sort of fear of missing out. What if it goes to 1 of 5 of Bitcoin tomorrow or something like that? Yeah, but that's something to watch. I mean, you can see, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, you can see those kinds of things coming in the market, correct? You can see if we're looking at something that's going to explode like that, there's usually indications. And right now, all indications are pretty negative with it. We had one bit of good news, I guess. We weren't going to talk about it, but since we're doing so much Litecoin discussion, 10x announced that they're working on their adding Litecoin to their wallet, or I don't know if it's in their wallet, but working on some kind of Litecoin debit card or making Litecoin compatible with their debit card. I'm not sure, but we were saying before we got on that 10x is another one that has been sort of lackluster lately. Not as much excitement. They're having some regulatory issues. So it's news. It's just not. We're just not sure it's that important.
Correct.
No.
Correct. I mean,
And-
10x has been struggling recently, guys. Just for those of you who've been keeping in track of 10x, I actually really liked 10x before. 10x has dropped significantly. I mean, from when I knew about 10x, 10x used to be about $500 million market cap. It's now dropped to 100 million market cap. So it's lost 1/5 of
Quite a
its
bit.
value.
And you know, this goes back to something in terms of mindset and what Nick was talking about earlier, Cowboy. And we talked about this on the X22 report last Friday. A lot of us who got into cryptos, we got into it with thoughts about catching the right ICO on the way up, finding the next Bitcoin, finding the next Veritasium, something like that. And you know, the reality is not that those days are over. There are still things like that, I'm sure, coming. But you know, it's not the best way to use your resources when you have limited resources. If you want to be in cryptos, you want to look for what's look at what's healthy right now. Look at what is going up now, and use your resources to profit from the whole of the market instead of hoping that you guessed the right 5 or 6 or 10 coins.
Well, yeah, and to say about that, I do believe in hybridizing strategies. You know, we do talk negatively around hodling. I think that hodling is a strategy that, you know, it does pay off in the long run. I use a very small percentage of my portfolio for hodling. Now, again, this is all I do, so I'm very nimble. So I'm the kind of person who can pull something off my ledger, put it on the market, deal with it, take it back off, put it on the ledger.
Yeah.
You know, so that there are people that, you know, this is actually something that Dex, the algo capitalist, talks about.
Never heard of him.
Yeah,
No,
he's.
I'm kidding. I'm
No,
kidding.
Dex is. I'm a fan of Dex. Let's just put it
Dex
right
is
there.
great. Absolutely.
And he does.
That's my dude.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely.
cool, man. And what he talks about is the difference between like investors and traders.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know
That's such a great. That's what HODL is. It's investing and not trading. Yeah, it's great.
exactly.
Not
So-
really. It's just holding on for dear life.
Yeah,
Not even an investment strategy.
yeah. That's just. Well, I mean, hey, whatever.
Well, I can give an example of what I think is a legit HODL. I don't know. You guys might tear me up, but
I HODL gold. That's it.
well, I'll tell you. Like I'm getting ready.
Silver and gold. That's it.
There's
Silver, gold, and watches.
That's it. I
yeah,
can go anywhere in the world, liquidate my Rolex.
exactly. Yeah.
Anywhere in the world.
Well, you know, there's one token that I'm holding right now. The company's getting ready to release some things. I think it's going to go up. Like that's something that I HODL on the side. It's not what I'm doing with my entire portfolio of cryptos. You know.
Yeah, it's like I said, hybridized strategies. So to get back to the charts, like
Yes,
I don't want to upset a lot of people who hodl. I think that hodling is something, like I said, I hodl. I just a very small percentage. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. We're not cockeying it. It's good to do, but if that's the only thing you do, you got a problem.
Well, I think a lot of people don't understand how. Like, I think I had a couple people asked me, hey, you know, how did you guys take 150 Litecoin and turn to 200 Litecoin? Guys, you know, it's nothing wrong to hodl. It's nothing wrong to hodl. But what I like to do personally is I like to swing that hodl bag so that I can build it up, right? So the way to do that is simply just, you know, selling at a high and buying back when it hits low. And you know, and you can stick in that bag. I mean, just like these guys have been saying, you can stick in that bag. It's totally fine.
We right now we need to get t-shirts made that say the crypto school, and then the bottom
your hodl bag.
swing that hodl bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
You know, it's okay to. I mean, everybody has their favorite coin. You know, I have my favorite coin. Cowboys got his favorite coin. A lot of people have their favorite coins, and it's fine to have your favorite coin. I'm not saying that you have to go into BTC and swing and trade nonstop. It's fine. You can stick in that one coin, but it's not like, at least for me, I like to build up my favorite bag. I like to increase the value of my favorite bag by building the actual quantity of it, and that's what I like to do, you know, so it is a hybrid strategy.
Yeah.
You guys want to know what my favorite coin is?
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever coin makes me the most money that day.
Exactly right, man. Exactly right. That's how you do it in stocks. That's how you do it in commodities. That's how you do it in anything. Whatever's going to make you the most money, that's my favorite thing. period.
Yeah,
Correct.
the rest of it.
Right.
Your desire. Wealth should be something you want. Why? Not because you love money or you worship money. Money just makes your life a lot easier. You can see money. A wise man once told me this: money's like oxygen. You don't realize you need it until it's gone, and then you can't breathe.
We're having church in here.
Yep.
Amen. Singing on the mountain. All right,
you got to have a non-hodling strategy, because if your hodling strategy is your only strategy, you're gonna be part of the peanut gallery, and if the glove don't fit, brother, you must have quit.
Then the rogue came and told me in a dream. He came to me in a dream, said, "Don't you huddle, so wing that huddle bag." And everybody's
swing away, baby.
And for those of you who are trying to ask questions about the room, guys, it's you can just simply ask the question inside the live chat, guys. We've got guys inside there that are right now that are in the room. They can tell you their experiences inside the room, so you guys can see themselves firsthand, how well they're doing.
Real people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where we're not here to pitch anything. Try it out for a month. To talk to the people in there. You'll find out real quick what the level of entertainment we provide is.
Yeah, we I know we don't want to pitch anything yet, but it is the 11th of April. 15th of April, we're going to our regular. We're at introductory pricing right now. 15th of April, we're going to regular pricing, which is double our introductory pricing for the first month. So you can get the first month at that intro price still for a few more days. We're actually, for those of you listening, we're all kind of kicking ourselves that we left it open this long, but because there's been so much interest, we kind of didn't need to do that. But it really does benefit you if you want to try and get in before that introductory pricing goes away.
Yeah, we're up I think a couple 100% in the past several days. So, but let's go ahead and move on coin wise with Litecoin. I'm looking at this bear flag. If that plays out, then you're looking at a potential drop. If it plays along the flag TA to roughly 103, 104, which is historically $100 is kind of your harder support. And if it goes below 100 and it goes really far, 50 is your next support. But I don't think it's going to be a straight line down. So I did want to take a look at ADA, because ADA is something that I've been tracking for at least a week or two. I've done several charts on it. I'm going to get rid of Litecoin here since we've talked about it. But ADA on the long, I actually have 3 or 4 charts to briefly look at on ADA, so I can sit here and talk about it for too long. But I just want to have my "I told you so" moment. So if we look at the 12-hour, okay, we're going to see a long period where I've been tracking this thing. And, anybody in the call room can see the charts I've made over and over again. Let's go back to, say, the 4-hour. And it's been in this consolidation, this triangle. And this triangle is right here, roughly about here and here. And so for about, I'm going to guess a week and a half, 2 weeks, I've been telling everybody, okay, this is my strategy. If it hits here, I'm going to sell or have like a tight stop loss. This is the bottom where I might buy back again. Hits here, I might sell. If it goes above here, I'm going to sell. Well, and the overall TA did say that we were going to pop out of this triangle at some point. I've been talking about this for a week or two. I've been actually basically scalping within this channel. So you're looking at every time I buy and sell something along the lines of 22 to 21, 3-4% here and there. Now I scalped this thing 4 times. Now 4 times at 3% with compound interest is not 12% that I gained. It's something like, I don't know, roughly 15, maybe more than that. So every time that I scalp, I'm actually building a bag. So started out with, we'll just make up a number, 10,000. I ended up with like, maybe 11,000, right? Just 1,000 of, a 10% run, whatever it is. And now I'm in profit, right? So ADA actually jumped out of this triangle. To take a closer look at it, I was telling everybody the graph changed a little bit overnight, the chart for this. But, I was kind of telling everybody, okay, if we can break through here and break through here, Then we have bullishness. And this is this morning that I actually posted with this resistance. Before it was a different looking resistance, but it acted the same. And, so if it doesn't do this, then, we'll do that. If it doesn't do this, we'll do that. 3 different scenarios, what my different stop losses are. Here's a more detailed chart, and that's shorter. And it was right about where this blue box is at the time that I actually did this chart. So it since has gone up. So when it was at this, I'm like, okay, guys, this is it. I'm going to be looking for a potential run right here. If it doesn't run, this is what I think is going to happen. This is how it might run. This is how it might not run. This is one stop loss for one reason, another one for another reason. This looks like a lot. It's not a lot, especially once you kind of get used to the trading. So these are the kind of analysis that Crypto Z and I provide. And if you look at this right here, it pretty much, and if you look at the 19 different charts I did before that, it pretty much did what I was going to say. And it's not always going to happen that way. I don't have prescience. I think prescience is the word. I don't have that kind of feature telling ability, but in this particular case, based on the way that the market,
that's because you don't use chicken bones.
I don't. Yeah, I you know what? Hold on, I got a remote field. Shut up, Billy Bob. I'm doing a show. Doing a freaking show. Right.
I'm doing a freaking show.
Yeah. I'm doing a show, you stupid. All right, so
is that Joe Pesci who is chiming in there?
Yeah, but I don't want him to curse.
We're definitely stealing from the audience by not letting you do your full Joe Pesci, but it's the right thing to do. Yeah. That and your growing Conor McGregor that I asked you to learn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got to
do nothing.
Y'all do nothing. Y'all do nothing.
Y'all fucking do nothing.
That's like a Conor McGregor leprechaun. Why are you fucking doing nothing?
I should do my Khabib
language.
No. I said, we were talking about eating.
I will crush him. I will break his face, inshallah.
Hey, are we not allowed to say fork on the radio?
Dude,
we never discussed it.
Oh, I said fork.
I mean, V's got a show called Cuss with Gus.
That's true. Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
Exactly. That is
it hurts my. It hurts.
Actually, R-rated show ever.
It hurts my virgin ears. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, for
just kidding.
For the family-oriented people, I said fork and nothing, and we'll leave it at that. All right, so the next chart for ADA is actually on the short, and so what I did was we'll skip that. Anyway, so we're going to move on to Juan. Unless, Z, did you have anything about ADA that you wanted to talk about before I moved on?
No, I mean, ADA's doing fantastic. It feels good, though, that EOS did pass ADA, because I've been wanting EOS to pass ADA for a while now, and I think that EOS deserves to pass ADA. So last night EOS.
What do you mean pass in terms of
market cap? So EOS EOS passed ADA. EOS is now number 6 on the market cap, and EOS.
Wow. Look at that.
I think that EOS
up 30%.
The trajectory. Yep. And for those, for proof of stake, we called EOS at 81. 79 to 81, guys, was the buy-in for EOS. So right now we're nicely up. And for those of you who who are actually paying attention to their market caps, EOS actually might pass Litecoin today. So we shall see. Litecoin 400 million, and EOS is 6 billion right now. So EOS is clawing.
Actually, you're behind, buddy. You're behind.
What's up?
EOS is 6.23 billion now.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go. And Litecoin just dropped to 6.4 billion now. So the margin is closing, guys. The margin is closing, and I'm telling you right now, the FA doesn't lie, guys. The FA does not lie, and the SA, doesn't lie, because the SA comes with the FA.
Yeah, SA. So there you go, right there. I mean, Litecoin, you're going down. Let off some steam.
And we've been. You may have mentioned this, but you've been talking about ADA, which is it's Cardano, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Actually,
so ADA is the symbol, but it's known as Cardano. We've been in that for how long in Watch Us Trade? So we're all excited to see it pop here, and which is what you've been entertaining us with, is predicting this pop.
Oh yeah. Z and I actually heard a source talk about EOS a month or two ago, and then we started looking at it, and You know, I actually have a friend who is on a project, and you know, on a new coin, and they're going EOS, and this particular group is actually very kind of libertarian leaning, and they're going to the EOS platform, and there's a lot of money in that particular coin.
Well,
I can't talk
comes from a very libertarian founder. So their philosophy of business is libertarian.
There you have it. So as far as one coin, it's a coin that one of Z's favorites, he got in at ICO, and so I charted this morning, and Juan's just been on a tear. I mean, Juan's been killing it. It has massive fundamental analysis that Z can speak on. In the short term, on the technicals, you know, we all got into it, and what we do is we have a stop loss that, you know, once we see certain things on the charts, we actually kind of set that stop loss a little bit tighter. Instead of 8%, maybe we put it at 5, maybe we put it at 3, and what that means is that once the price is, say, 3% below whatever peak it is, if you leave your stop loss there, it's going to bounce through. It's going to, what I mean by that is it's actually going to sell out automatically if you actually set it right. So, you know, a lot of people were asking me this morning, like, hey, are you going to re-enter one? And I'm like, well, let's take a look. So I did, you know, some charting. It looks to me to be in a flag or wedge formation. And it was actually right in the middle right here during that time where my mouse is. Let me full screen this for people. So it was right here in this area. And I thought, okay, well, you know, it might bounce off the bottom of this channel. Right now, it looks like it's going to break through, to be honest. But one does have it has a lot of support, but it's been on a tear. We have the MAC looking just horrid on the 1 hour. RSI is dropping down, and it was recently in overbought territory. So we could see a drop down to the next support, which is where some action happened right here. So, you know, for those who all got stopped out, then my original strategy was once we reach this kind of oddly shaped polygon buy zone here, then I might buy a small bag and then average down if it reaches this. What I'm liking is that now this is the 1 hour chart. We still have a lot of bullishness. We have the Tenkan Sen actually diverging from the Kijun Sen, which that's a good thing. The concerning thing is that we need this Kijun Sen to continue to go up, and that's just going to happen with the rise in price. This is your baseline. So we have such a wide divergence of price and baseline, you can expect it to kind of get magneted back down towards that baseline. And that's just how, you know, that's part of how the Ichimoku works. These blue and red lines are part of the Ichimoku indicator. Also, the Ichimoku indicator is this green cloud. And so whenever you see the green cloud, say, getting thicker, essentially the green cloud sort of acts like a support, and the thicker the cloud, the more bullish everything is. So we're just seeing a nice big run. I'm going to actually show what the run was here really briefly. I mean, Zeke called this thing like, I don't know, in the 40s. I mean,
our entry for one was at 41, 40 to 41. So, you know, everybody in the room right now is jumping and shouting and cheering for one, because mostly everybody got into one. And you know, see, that's the beauty about it, guys. You know, before you get into these crazy runs, you know, even if it falls a little bit right now, you know, you're still in great profit. So the pressure is sort of off, and you can just ride this nicely, right? Especially if the coin has really good fundamentals. And if you guys have heard some of the shows previously from Rogue Money, we did speak about how Juan has a lot of things going for it. It released 3 dApps being built earlier this, I think, like last week. And then on the 16th, I believe, they will be releasing another 3 tokens that are going to be built on Juan's platform, which is a big deal. I keep telling everybody this, that, you know, the only 2 platform coins that are bigger than Juan, that have more dApps being built on than Juan, are currently Ethereum and Neo. And if you want to compare market caps of those 2, Juan Chain is an absolute steal. I mean, if you actually compare it with Neo, Juan Chain is essentially you know, an 8x below Neo right now. So you can, you know, the possibility for it to really rise up is there.
And for our newer listeners, market cap is an important concept that I learned a little late in the game. Z taught me about market cap. And just to go over that a little bit, not too much, you know, you have, say, Bitcoin Cash and what's good comparison, coin to coin, maybe Litecoin and Ripple, maybe.
Yeah, that's a
so
great
essentially
comparison.
they're very similar. You know, they're supposed to be a fast payment method, essentially, right? So Ripple's market cap is $20 billion. Litecoin's market cap is $6 billion. So they're sort of in the same magnitude, more or less, right? They're in the billions. They're in the low billions.
Yeah, they're in the big boy category.
They're in the big boy category. So now, if you think about this, they're a similar coin, and they're in a similar category. So one of they're fighting for market cap, essentially, is how that can look. And so, you know, if you have a coin that's a newer coin that has a lot of really good fundamental analysis behind it, and it's got a lot of attention, and it's like 1/8 of the price of its competitor, and the competitor is already successful, then you're thinking, oh, well, it could go, if it rises up to the price of its competitor, it can go about 8 times. And we have like much longer talks about market cap in the room, but that's just a kind of a brief, quick and dirty discussion about it. So is there another coin that we want to see?
Well, just real fast. Well, just real fast, guys. If for those of you who are interested in why EOS is running, you know, there's some people saying, oh, you know, why is EOS running? You know, is it just because the TA spoke about it or whatnot? No. So EOS, the reason why EOS is running right now is because EOS, one of the largest mining pools, which is a pool called Ant Pool, is one of the largest mining pools out there. It's a service that they mine a ton of different coins. They've been around since 2014. They're one of the early big, you know, mining pool games, you know, in this market. They have recently stated that they are going to be officially running for EOS block. They're officially going to be an EOS block producer. That means they're going to be like helping EOS grow, in the sense that they are going to be focusing their resources towards, you know, mining it and pooling for it. So that is a very, very big deal. I'm not entirely sure how big Ant Pool is in terms of BTC mining pools, but from my understanding, Ant Pool is one of the largest out there in terms of general mining pools.
Yeah, so you know, EOS has a lot of very attractive.
Yeah, and EOS also has an airdrop. Correct, Stock Jockey. EOS is an airdrop with this other token. I forgot. Yeah, I'm not super bullish on the token that's going to be airdropped, but you know, that is another reason, you know, to hold EOS, right? You get free tokens.
People love their airdrops.
Exactly, you know, free. I mean, one of the most successful airdrops recently was Ontology. You know, Ontology didn't have a token sale; it just had an airdrop. All you had to do was sign up, and you know, those tokens that you got from the airdrop were worth, you know, a few $1,000s. So yeah, so just from signing up on an email listing for Ontology.
I must have missed that one.
yeah, exactly. So you know, that's a prime example. So airdrops are, you know, they can be really, really good. So
that's a cool way to do it. So that avoids all kinds of issues.
It's actually a loophole.
Yeah.
So when a token does an airdrop, and they don't have a public sale, they're not considered a security.
Oh,
so
wow.
So
here come the airdrops, baby.
Here come the airdrops.
So there's a big loophole in that sector.
But this brings up, by the way, another thing that you guys are really valuable with is that Cowboy and Z have their ear to the ground on this stuff. So that's it's very, very helpful in the room, that the news, you guys are just so in tune with what's going on or what's about to go on. Very, very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, we love the space so much. So, you know, this is all we do, and our friends are in the space. I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, talk to a hairdresser about hair product, talk to us about cryptos, you know.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, you know, you know, you always hear people say, you know, oh, cryptos is all speculation. Well, you know, there you go, guys. It's, you know, cryptos are right now, unfortunately, you know, it's going to play out where, you know, tech is actually going to be coming out. But for right now, cryptos is, a lot of it is speculation. It's all new tech coming out. So you have to be in to really get, you know, to really get those gains.
Yeah.
And that's just how it works.
Yeah, which is a funny thing saying it's all speculation. It's like, okay, that proves what in terms of its its potential
correct.
value. I mean, yeah, if it was going nowhere and it was all just collectible tokens that meant nothing, but we're seeing a change in the way that business is done. And so, of course, there's a lot of speculation involved. But
no, that's all going to go to zero, Frank. It's going to go to zero.
It's going to go to zero. Yeah, yeah.
Did you listen to Peter Schiff? It's Beanie Babies.
Beanie Baby. Oh, it's so insulting.
It's still a baby. Yeah. Pete just doesn't get it. Pete is just stuck.
I know. I love Peter Schiff. It's on this one issue he really doesn't get. So
him and Jim Rickards, I think they're just
Yeah, they don't. I mean, I respect their opinions, but that's about it. They just can't seem to move forward. They just can't seem to wrap their minds around it.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about with Dave on X22. You know, is there a future for this? And it's like
this is the future.
It is the This
is the machine currency. We're living in the age of the machine.
1.21 gigawatts.
Yes,
it's exciting times.
1.21 gigawatts, and we're living in the age of the machine. So this is the machine currency.
Yeah.
This is what it is. This is the labor that the machine creates by crunching complex computational algorithmic problems. And more computing power, more and more energy is required in order even to generate one Bitcoin. There's a time coming very soon, folks. You can't mine Bitcoin because it's too damn cost prohibitive. So this is the future. It's here to stay. There's nobody out there saying, "Oh, this technology sucks."
Yeah.
There's nobody. Nobody's writing books saying this blows. Okay? No one's writing books. So you got a whole bunch of guys who are gold bugs. And look, let me tell you something. I work and Frank knows this, Cowboy knows this, and Z knows a little bit about this. I work in the international gold market. Okay, so I'm where I work is a lot higher than what some of these talking heads be talking about in terms of what they deal with versus what I deal with. Two different things. So what I'm dealing with, the bigger players on the global scene, I'm talking about the guys who are the wholesalers to the corporations and companies that these guys either work for or own. The wholesalers that are in Hong Kong and they're in China, that are in Singapore right now, that are dealing directly with the Swiss refineries, they're going to be adopting blockchain. They want some sort of meld between cryptos and gold. This is the problem. Get off the high horse. Get off the ridiculous paradigms that they want to hold on to, and understand there's room for both. There's room for metals and crypto. I think it's a perfect match. Like Nick and myself, we talk about this all the time. Cowboys mentioned this multiple times. When you take your profits from cryptos, where would you put it, Cowboy?
Metals, baby.
Bam.
Yep.
That's what you hodl.
Metals.
That's what you hodl.
Cowboy's been talking about metals to me, guys, for a very long time. I've worked with him for a long time now, and he's always been mentioning metals. And he's the guy who mentioned cryptocurrencies to me. Frank, they're the first people who, as soon as I met them, talk about metals. These guys love metals, guys. It's not like we don't like metals and we're only going to cryptos, right? There's room for both of them.
Metal.
Oh, it's so metal. Oh wait.
And quite honestly, V's got more watches than he's got an entire mine happening.
I have to.
These metals.
I think I'm done for the year, man.
You're not done for the year, man. Don't.
Yeah, no one believes that.
Don't say that. Don't say that. It's April. That's ridiculous.
I bought a. I'm gonna tell Gus about this. Tomorrow. It's coming in tomorrow. I'm excited. My Breitling Super Ocean Heritage 2. I can't wait till that bad boy comes in.
Wow. Cool.
It is a very, very nice. I like it very much.
Very cool. Hey, I gotta
you gotta run.
No. Actually, that call got canceled. I'm good. Yeah, while we were on, I got a text, which is cool because I didn't really have time for the call. Hey, Ethereum seems to be if I recall, going up a little. Well, I guess it's only 3% up today, but you guys got anything to say about Ethereum? We never talk about it, and it's been way, way down.
Nothing to talk about. I mean, they need to fix the tech.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ethereum. Remember, it's you have to look at the BTC value instead of the actual USD value of Ethereum. Ethereum has risen up slightly in terms of BTC value, but not very much.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very little. It's really going up because BTC went up a little bit.
Okay.
Actually, there's something that Z said there, because when we looked at Litecoin earlier, we did what I always do, and that's look at the dollar value. But there is an important distinction there, because if you look at the Bitcoin value, you're at least kind of encapsulating whatever that coin is in the crypto market, and it actually is rising in relation to other cryptos. It is important to look at that. Ethereum, a lot of people buy with dollars, just like Litecoin. So looking at both is really important, just for the reasons that Z said.
Correct. It's actually more exaggerated with, well, not, I should say less exaggerated than Litecoin, because a lot of people actually buy Ethereum to get into ICOs and so forth with BTC. So if you actually look at the volume of like what Ethereum is traded on, the most volume is, of course, on Bitfinex, which is 68 million in USD, but then Binance is quickly behind it at 62 million. Being traded in BTC for Ethereum. So you have to look at both for Ethereum.
Exactly. It's kind of like, it's not like Bitcoin where, whatever it is, I think it's like 60, 70, 80% are done with dollars.
Correct.
So, but yeah, so these are the things that, these are the things that we do, that we have known to do for some time now. With Bitcoin Cash, I know V likes to look at Bitcoin Cash, and I brought it up. So Bitcoin Cash, you got it, bro. In my opinion, it is a good coin. It's a great coin. It's like Bitcoin, except better. It just doesn't have the network effect. It's faster. It's cheaper. The fees are great. I know that the libertarian community is very strong on it. I know Roger Ver, he loves it. Unless I'm mistaken, he'd rather, he'd rather have.
Only loves it. I feel like Roger Ver owns like 50% of it.
Yeah, if you think about it this way, like the Lightning Network, according to Roger Ver, and it makes sense, is kind of like the way for the bankers to get in to control Bitcoin. And, you guys can look up Roger Ver and have him explain it to you. But basically, if we diversify the cryptocurrency use, and hopefully at some point see a decoupling of the price movement away from Bitcoin, meaning Bitcoin Cash starts to, not move with Bitcoin, right? So every coin moves with Bitcoin for the most part. Every single coin, Bitcoin kind of just is the waters in which all of the other cryptos sail. It's kind of how it is. It's a Bitcoin universe. The cryptoverse is that. And so, as soon as we can sort of have a decoupling where something like Bitcoin Cash can come apart, people will start to use that, and bankers have less control of things like that. So
absolutely. All right, guys, we're down to the wire. We'll go around the room and give our 30 seconds. Go ahead, Cowboy.
Oh, well, again, I'm just thankful to be working with all you guys here and have everybody in the room. People always thank us, oh man, thank you so much. Well, hey, we're just as thankful, at least I'm just as thankful to have you all. So thanks for being there. And that's what I got to say.
For me, Cowboy, if you could just pull up the Slack just real fast. I just want to show people real fast. It's the end of the show. We took your comments, guys. We are just going to be sticking to, good content right now. And at the end, we'll show you guys a little snippet of the room. If once you see on Cowboy's screen what the room sort of looks like, you guys can see, how often we're inside there. We're in there at all times, at all hours. And, we're always in there answering questions and so forth. If you guys are interested in joining, just like Frank said, there is a cutoff on the promotion price on the 15th. So definitely try to get in as quick as possible, guys. And you guys can really see firsthand how the community is. It's an awesome community. And now we have Dave from X22 Report inside there. So really interesting stuff. Lurking inside there, but just awesome stuff, guys. And there's a lot of really cool stuff happening. And right now, like I keep telling people, this is a bear market, guys, and we're absolutely killing it.
Yeah, I keep thinking about that.
Just wait till the bull market. I was telling everybody that I'm gonna have an IV, dripping coffee into my veins when the bull market sort of happens.
I thought you had that already.
No, not yet. Right now, I'm only averaging like 4 to 5 cups a day. So, more to come. Yeah.
Okay, here's the the Watch This Trade call room. And actually, what Z and I are doing is we're making videos. So I made a video last night with one of our guys, one of our members, about how to read, how we read candles. We don't tell people how to do anything, but Z and I say, hey, this is how we read candles. We have this, we have that. And we do have those videos available to people in the room just at any given time. So people that, oh, how'd you do that? Okay, well, that's actually not a bad thing to make a video on. So we'll just make a video on the spot. People can come in there live, watch us make a video. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and just to echo what Z was saying, we're very enthusiastic about what we're doing here, and it's been beneficial to people. These guys, the customer service they provide is ridiculous. There's so much education going on in the room, and I really mean that. It's not just like what he's showing you right now, which by the way, stick to, because the other things are a little more private. What Cowboy is showing you right now is the one channel where only the two of them can post. I mean, I can post there too, but I don't. So can V. But this is where they broadcast what they're doing and regular updates. You'll see on the left side there's the crypto discussion. That's where everybody is. And don't click there because I don't want to show what everybody's asking and embarrass anybody. But that people are in there all day asking questions, helping each other. We have the news. We have our off-topic chat where people just post all kinds of fun stuff. V just spams the off-topic with Bigfoot news. So it's very disruptive. We had to ban him for a week because of his Bigfoot updates. But but very exciting. And we do have until the 15th. You can get in there for $149.97 for the first month. It's going to go up automatically. And it's a subscription. You can cancel anytime. If you don't cancel, it renews automatically and you continue to have access to the room. And man, oh man, is this entertaining, educational, valuable content. So we'd love to have you in there. Also, is it a huge hassle to switch screens again there, Cowboy?
Not at all. What are we doing?
Go to the cryptoschool.io.
Oh yes, please.
I don't know if I forget when I did this.
Link is in the description, guys.
Link is in the description, and we've worked really hard to try to clarify things on the website. We had this problem that I didn't even know was happening. There was this button that people were clicking that wasn't the right button, and it's driving me crazy. So we worked really hard to clarify things. We have 3 products. They're right there, those big 3 images on the home screen. There's the videos, which is a one-time payment. There's the Watch Us Trade, which is a monthly subscription. And then there's our and this is something we've been meaning to promote more. If you want to get a little firsthand, stay up there, please. If you want to get if you're like, you're not at all ready to get into Watch Us Trade, reconsider that because the intro pricing is going away. But we do give little free samples in the community, the crypto community Slack, which has the first month on that one. This is not the Watch Us Trade. This is a separate room called Crypto Community Slack, which is only $4.99 a month. That's a sort of a crypto support room run by Chris, who's one of our guys at Remain Calm. And but in there, we do have a channel that's Trade Calls Beta, where you get some of the information, just a taste of the information that is posted in Watch Us Trade. So you can go in there and look at that and play around with that. But of course, Watch Us Trade is where it's at. But there you have it. Those are the 3 things we do at thecryptoschool.io or remaincalmschool.com. But go to thecryptoschool.io, and this is where you'll land. And we'd love to have you participate in any one of these 3. All of them are valuable, and all of them are pretty great. So,
absolutely. And with that being said, folks, again, subscribe, like, and share, comment, and most importantly, and here's the thing, guys: get involved, start trading. People always say, "Hey, how do I pay for it? It's $300 a month. It's going to be $300." Well, right now it's $149, but when it goes $300, how do you pay? How do you pay the monthly? Well, simply, you take your profits, you pay with your profits, man. That's how you do it, and it's easy to do. You go to any exchange, you can swap right out, And with that being said, folks, we are over and out.
Dun, dun. I don't even know what this is.
See, you're so youthful.
What's going on? This like Transformers or something?